Let's talk about this guy, Donald Trump. Have you ever heard of this guy? I've heard of him. Not a fan, in fact. I don't think that he's a good guy. I don't know if you've ever heard of him or anything like that, but he is having a very bad week. His fraud trial will continue next week after he lost a bid on Friday to halt the proceedings while he fights a pre-trial ruling that could strip him of Trump Tower and other prized properties. Oh no, it would hurt the employees. Trump's lawyers argued that the ruling could cause harm to not only Trump but other defendants and also up to 1,000 employees. Now they care about the employees. They probably aren't very well taken care of. It's all fraud. The Trump Tower will be an amazing Spirit Halloween store. I agree, Shinseto. We turned it into Spirit Halloween. It'll be, how tall is Trump Tower? How many stories? That'll be the biggest Spirit Halloween in the world. Maybe we should Photoshop that. Date set for dismantling Donald Trump's businesses, because that's going to happen. This businessman who's going to run our country like a business is a fraudster. He always has been. He is just surrounded by fraud. He has been a gigantic fraud. All the deals, I'm going to make all the deals that he's been talking about are just crimes. Donald Trump and his adult sons, as well as the Trump Organization, were found liable for fraud in the New York case on September 26th. They found that the former president had inflated the value of his assets as much as $2.2 billion. He's lying at a $2.2 billion level. Now, when I make a joke and say that I have millions of viewers, it's funny. Trust me, it's funny. I know that there are only 6 people watching, but I make a joke. Yeah, I have millions of viewers. That's not on my IRS statement. You know? I'm not telling that to attorneys. I'm not telling that to the IRS. I'm not telling that to the United States government. I'm not telling that, making a joke about my actual net worth. Donald Trump is. And he's lying by $2 billion. According to the judge, there was conclusive evidence that Trump had overvalued many of his properties, including Mar-a-Lago and his Trump Tower penthouse. Trump, who has denied any wrongdoing, called the judge deranged because he doesn't have anything else. There is no other argument that he could ever make. He can't make any other arguments because the facts are not on his side. So if you don't have those facts, you have to attack the person making the accusations, which is a judge. Not a good strategy, but it's the only strategy he has left. The section applies to surrendering companies. For each of these companies, the co-defendants will have to inform the independent monitor whether they and to what extent any third party has an ownership, partnership, or membership. So even his third party people are going to have to go through a severe accounting, and they're not going to have a good time with that. That means that Trump and his sons will have to inform Judge Engron of any transfers of the former president's properties and assets and the creation of new companies, preventing the former president from making transactions that could shield him from liability. He commits fraud on a $2 billion level. He is a fraudster constantly. I knew this a very long time ago. I knew this before he ran for president. I said it a long ass time ago. He is involved in New York City real estate, which is just where fraud begins, honestly. Real estate has always been a scam. It's still a scam to this day. He is surrounded himself by people who do fraud. He has been defrauding the government. He's been defrauding the state of New York, and he's been defrauding his customers and the people who work for him his entire life. I've said this for a very long time. I said this way back. But no. What do the Republicans tell me? What do the conservative people tell me when he's running in 2015 against Hillary? He's a businessman. He knows business. He will make deals. No. His deals are fraud. That's all they have ever been. When he says deals, he just means lies. I will give them something, but it will be a lie. And they will give me something. Hopefully, it benefits me. Like, his deals are just fraud. And it irritates the hell out of me that this guy gets to be, that he got to be president, that he hornswoggled and tricked so many people. And they still come into my comment section, yell at me about how much of a hero he is. Because they have a belief, and that belief is the problem. Don't have beliefs, folks. They're bad for you, because it leads to this. Bad beliefs will lead you to just say things like this. Transform the U.S. president from chief executive into a king. The 52-page legal motion filed in the D.C. case asks U.S. Judge Tanya Chutkan to dismiss the indictment based on the concept of presidential immunity that Trump argues makes him immune from any criminal prosecution for acts that he took as president. The legal precedent underlying the motion is that presidents have been immune from civil lawsuits over actions taken while they are serve as president, and the Justice Department policy that sitting presidents cannot be indicted while in office. That makes sense to an extent. You don't want the president to be indicted while he's in office. That makes sense. But Trump seeks to expand this immunity from civil lawsuits for money and DOJ's policy for forbearance from prosecuting a sitting U.S. president into a limitless doctrine of executive immunity. Limitless doctrine of executive immunity that would greenlight nearly any criminal action committed by a president. This is the law and order party. Donald Trump has just asked a judge for limitless immunity for all crimes. And he's going to go in front of a crowd and claim to be law and order party. It's sick. It's insane. People on YouTube comments are going to yell at me for saying one side is worse than the other. One side is blatantly, obviously, worse than the other. This is evidence right here. This is clear as day. This side, the side that he is on, is worse than the other side. Right in front of our faces. But the people who don't want to see it won't see it because they don't want to see it. It's just based on belief, again. Oh, hi. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you liked what you saw, hit the like button, press the subscribe button. If you want to tell me how right I am, feel free to leave a comment. If you want to tell me how wrong I am, leave a comment too. That's good. This is just kind of a hobby for me, so I appreciate you coming by, giving it a watch, and pressing the YouTube buttons. Thanks.